Hi, welcome to class. This is the Hot 26 postures based on the Bikram series. We'll just do every posture once today. If you're new to class, just maybe watch the first couple of breaths so you can get the hang of it. Big toes touch, heels are together or maybe slightly apart, root down into the feet, stretch through the spine, and let's interlace the fingers underneath the chin, elbows touch in front of the chest. So a 6 count breath in through the nose and a 6 count out through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, elbows are lifting, get tall, get full, fill all the way up, keep the shoulders down, and then exhale, lift your chin up, press your hips forward, exhale through your mouth like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling. Press the elbows towards the mirror, keep them high, pull the belly button in. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way full, and then exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way empty. Inhale, chin drops, elbows rise, get tall, get full, like filling up a glass of water. Keep your legs turned on, your shoulders down, your spine nice and long. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the chest lifted, the shoulders down, the elbows nice and high, press them forward. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way full, and then exhale for 6, 5, 4, keep those glutes tight, 2, and 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, root down into the feet, stretch the spine, keep the back of the neck long, lift the elbows high, shoulders down, and then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way empty. We have 2 more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, root down into the feet, strengthen the legs, stretch the spine, lift the elbows high, expand that rib cage, and then exhale for 6, 5, pressing the air out from the top to the middle, all the way down to the bottom, pulling the belly button in and pressing the elbows forward. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way full, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way empty. Good. Release your arms down by your sides. Take some neck rolls, some shoulder rolls. And then step to the top of your mat, or if you're not there already, and interlace your fingers overhead. Steeple grip, release your index, cross your thumbs, and just tick-tock from side to side, right to left, opening into the side of the body. Take little half circles towards the wall in front of you and the other direction, just gently opening up the back. Maybe take some full circles with the spine. Make sure to go both ways. Nice and easy. Come back to center and then take a little baby back bend. Just gently open through the front of the body. Look up. And then come back to center and fold all the way forward. Bring the hands down to the mat. Pedal out your legs. You can let your hands separate. So you're just walking the legs out. Right, left, loosening up the hamstrings. And then lift up on tiptoes. And sink your hips down towards your heels. So you round your back and stretch your back, maybe shake your head out. I like to lift the hips up a little bit so it really emphasizes the stretching of the back. And then heels to the floor, hands out front, rise with a flat back. Squeeze your legs together to get that core going. Keep your arms up there. Interlace your fingers, release your index, cross your thumbs. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Get rid of any arching that's going on in your back. Tighten your glutes. Exhale, send your hips to the left and reach your hands to the right, creating a crescent moon shape. Now square your hips and your shoulders to the top of your mat. Weight is in your heels. Squeeze the thighs, lift the kneecaps. Tuck the pelvis. Pull the front ribs in. Your top shoulder might be shadowing your face a little bit. Take it back. Your bottom shoulder might be kind of going behind you a little bit. Bring it forward. Now pull on your top hand as you push into the outer edge of your left foot. Avoid overstretching or overcompressing either side. Bring the heels of the hands to touch. Go a little bit further for 3, 2, and change. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Again, get rid of any arching that's going on in your back. And then exhale, press your hips over to the right side as you reach your hands to the left. Crescent moon. Weight is in your heels. Squeeze your thighs, lift your kneecaps. Now check your hips and shoulders, square them to the front. Often that top shoulder likes to go forward, so peel it back. And often that bottom shoulder likes to go back, so bring it forward a little bit. And then lift your chest, pull your front ribs in, tighten your glutes, Head back, arms back. Heels of the hands touch. Pull on your top hand, push into the outer edge of your right foot. Keep breathing. Go in a little further for 3, 2, and change. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up, look up, let your head drop back and your hips press forward. Inhale for more length, and then exhale, send your hips forward as you reach towards that back wall. Reach back, stretch back, further back, all the way back, and change. Come up, stretch up, and with a flat back, fold all the way forward. Bring your hands down to the mat. Release your hands and wiggle out your legs again. Right, left, maybe release your neck. Lift up on tiptoes and sink your hips down towards your heels, rounding out the back. Again, I like to lift my hips up a little bit higher, just get a better back stretch. Padahastasana. Now, I always tell students, I don't care if you pick up your heels, it's not the important part. If you can reach your heels, great. If not, don't worry about it. I like to start a little higher, bringing the hands to the backs of the Achilles, getting those elbows nice and close behind the calves first, and then reach down and maybe scoop up the heels from behind, not from the sides. Now keep your chest and your thighs glued together, lift your hips up and bring your forehead towards your shins, gazing toward your navel. Try to get your elbows closer together behind your calves. Work towards straight legs. Rotate inner thighs back. Keep pulling with your arms. Again, curl the whole spine in, gazing to the navel. Move your shoulders away from your ears. Scoop the belly in to help release the back. One more breath. Change. Hands out front in prayer. Rise on an inhale. Squeeze your thighs together for core support. And release your arms down and just meditate in stillness for a moment. Awkward pose. Oh, did I forget something? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Awkward pose. Step out hip width distance. Make sure that your feet are parallel. Heels point straight back. You can always check the distance with 2 fists. That can be helpful. 3 parts to this pose. Keep your arms straight out in front of you. Lift your chest, scoop your belly in, and then sit your booty way back. You want to try to bring your knees back over your heels, so you might not go super low, depending on your anatomy. Your butt's going to stick out in this pose, so let it, but draw your pelvic floor up to support this. Draw your shoulders back, so there is a little bit of a back bend. Sit down lower, sit back more. Reach your arms forward and drop the shoulders down. Keep the back of the neck long. Activate those triceps. Sit a little bit lower. Make sure knees aren't collapsing in or out. And then rise all the way up onto tiptoe. Keep your arms at shoulder level. Way up onto tiptoe. Drop the tailbone, lift the chest, shoulders down the back. Keep your heels nice and high and then start to bend your knees. And slowly slide down this imaginary wall. Don't lean forward. No cheating. This practice is about form, not depth, at least for me anyway. If you're going to do it right, yeah? Lift those heels higher. Drop that tailbone, lift the chest, stretch the arms. Get a little lower. Change. Come up, heels down. Keep your arms out there. Squeeze your thighs together. Lift your heels an inch or 2. Now keep your head over your hips. Tuck your pelvis. This is key. Squeeze your thighs and slide down that wall. Keep breathing. You don't have to come all the way down. Just stop when you start to lurch forward. Make corrections before you go any further. If you come all the way down, you got to lift up a little bit. Stay in that fire. Point your knees down. And then squeeze those thighs and change. Come all the way up and out. Feet together, arms at your sides. Meditate in stillness. Eagle pose, Garudasana. Take those arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your right arm under your left. Intertwine your arms like ropes. Now, if you have really tight shoulders, you might just be giving yourself a hug here. Squeeze your elbows into your chest as you sit low. Stay low. Take your right leg high on top of your left leg and wrap the big toe towards the Achilles. If you can't make the wrap, just close the distance between your ankles as best as you can. Now lift your chest back up and sit your butt down. Weight is in your heel. If you have a mirror, you want to notice your knees going off to the left. It's really common, so just draw that right hip back a little bit. Sit down lower. Good. Draw the front ribs in, point the tailbone down. Steady breathing, elbows down, shoulders down, chin down, sink down. One more breath. Change. Feet together, arms high, inhale. Exhale, left arm under your right. Try to stack your biceps up as high as you can. Squeeze your elbows down into your chest. Sit low, stay low. Pick your left leg up. Take it high up over your right thigh as high as you can. Try not to cover up your knee. Big toe towards the Achilles, or just get your ankles as close together as you can. Bring your head back. Sit your butt down. Weight is in the heels. Squeeze your legs. Drop your tailbone. Notice if your knees are veering off to the right and draw them back to the center by shifting that left hip back. Tailbone down, front ribs in, elbows down, shoulders down, chin down, sink down. One more breath. Try not to lean forward. Change. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release your arms by your sides. Relax for a few moments in stillness. Maybe get some water if you need it. And then we'll come into the balancing posture. So remember to be patient with yourself. Every day is different. Standing forehead to knee pose. Please remember to take this in stages. You gotta walk before you run. You gotta run before you sprint. So let's shift our weight into the left foot and bring your right knee level with your right hip, thigh parallel to the floor, shin vertical, foot flexed. First, we get taller and stronger. Hug the muscles of the standing leg to the bone. This is layer one. Stay here. Or the next layer, lean your chest forward, hinging at the hips, and interlace all 10 fingers underneath the ball of the foot. Now you got to get your leg back in its original position. Straighten your standing legs, shift your weight forward. Pull your heart forward. Pull with your hands. And then, if your standing leg is straight, extend that leg forward. Don't lock out the standing knee. I'm going to use your muscles, not the back of your joint. Flex your right toes toward your face. If you're ready to go deeper, you wrap elbows around the lower leg and pull forehead to the knee. Keep breathing, keep pushing the floor away. Your standing leg needs to be straight. Now see, my standing leg's a little bit compromised, so I usually end up backing out to this first variation. So the key points: straight standing leg, right foot flexed. So those of you that are in standing option one, make sure to get taller, stretch your spine. Final moments. Come to your edge for 3, 2, carefully change. All right, root down into your right foot. Lift your left knee level with your left hip. Thigh parallel to the floor, shin vertical, foot flex. Now, first thing we do is push the floor away, get taller, get stronger, firm the belly. Now, if you want to explore further, second layer, you got to bring your chest down to meet your leg. Try not to pick your leg up. Interlace all 10 fingers beneath the ball of the foot. Now, straighten out your standing leg first. Get your knee level with your hip. Scoop your belly in, pull with your hands. Shift your weight forward if I didn't already say that. And then if your standing leg is straight, extend that leg forward. Flex the toes back towards the face. Keep straightening your standing leg. If your standing leg is straight, then you wrap elbows around the lower leg. You bring forehead to the knee. Now I got a wobbly standing leg, so I am going to back off. So in this first version, and in every version, continue to push the floor away, tightening the glutes. Really use the muscles of your leg rather than the back of your knee. So your legs should be straight but not hyperextended. Final moments. Those of you tall, get taller. Come to your edge for 3. Hug the muscles of the standing leg to the bone. 2. Change. Bring your hands to your back pockets. Press your hips forward as you look up and get a counter stretch through the front of the body. And then step to middle of the mat, or I don't know, this floor seems a little bit uneven. Wherever the floor is even, take your right hand out, palm faces up, and then straighten your arm. Without turning your arm, keep it in the same position. Grab the top of your foot from the inside or the outside if you have shoulder problems. Bring that knee, maybe not problem, but just tightness. Bring your knee back to the middle. Roll the shoulder back. Take that left hand high. Palm faces the front wall in front of you. Take an inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale. Kick the leg up and back. Start with your leg. Get it up as high as you can first. Feel that shoulder stretch. And then start to hinge forward. And then kick back more. Hinging forward more. Find one spot to stare at. Steady breathing. Drop that right hip a little bit. Tuck the knee into the midline. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Kick the leg a little higher. Hinge forward more. Standing legs straight and strong for 3, 2. Carefully change. Other side, left hand out, palm faces up. Again, without twisting your arm, reach back and grab the inside of your foot, top of your foot, all 5 fingers together. Knee back to the center line. Roll that left shoulder back. Right hand high, palm faces forward. Inhale, lengthen, strengthen. Exhale, kick that leg first. Start by getting your leg up as high as you can. And then start to hinge forward. Good, tuck the knee in. Level the hips a little bit. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Good, straight standing leg. Hinge forward more, kick more. Steady breathing, steady gaze. Kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. Firm the belly, kick and stretch. Carefully change. Meditate for a moment. Step to the back of your mat for Tulandasana or balancing stick. You want this pose to look like a capital T. So I'm going to turn the other way because I think this floor is slanted and I feel like I might fall over. So arms overhead. Step your right foot forward. Pause for a moment. Point your left toes like crazy. Squeeze your butt. Knit your front ribs in. And then hinge forward. Ears between your arms, look straight down. Point your toes, kneecap to the floor. Lift the leg higher, chest lower, arms higher. Shift your weight forward. Stretch through the fingers, through the toes, through the whole body. Change. Step to the back. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Step forward with your left foot and pause. Point your right toes like crazy. Squeeze your butt and knit your front ribs in. And then hinge forward. Good. Lift that leg a little higher. Point the kneecap down. Point the toes. Chest lower, arms higher. Shift your weight forward. Reach through the fingers, through the toes. Push that floor away. One more breath. Change. Step to the back. Arms at your sides. Meditate. All right, and then we turn to face the long edge of the mat. I don't really care which side of the mat you are on. In fact, this class traditionally starts always at the left end and steps out on the right, so sometimes I like to be a rebel and do it on the other side. So, it's my class. That's what we're going to do today, so you do at home what you want. Let's take those arms overhead for Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale. Exhale, take a big step out. Palms face the floor. You want to find your ankles underneath your wrists. Unless you're really flexible, you might need a shorter stance. If you have sciatica, keep your feet parallel. If you do not have sciatica, turn your toes in a little bit. Get this internal rotation of your thigh bones. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward with a flat back. And grab onto the outside edges of your feet or your legs and pull yourself in with that straight spine. Bring more weight into the front part of your foot. Lift your kneecaps up. Rotate your inner thighs back. Stretch the spine. Pull with the arms, elbows towards the shins. Draw the shoulder blades together and away from your head. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Shift the weight forward again. Pull, pull, pull. One more breath. Change, arms out to the side, strong legs. Think about hugging the feet together so you get that stability. And release the arms down. Let's step to the top, or whichever the top is for you. Release your arms down. All right, coming into triangle. So if you're trying to touch the floor, make sure that you're getting low in your legs. Don't collapse your whole spine just so you can get your hand to the floor. Let's take those arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, take a big step out. Turn your left toes in just a tiny little bit. Turn your right toes out 90 degrees. Look for heel to arch alignment. Bend deeply into your right knee. Maybe a few times. Get that hip open. Palms face the long edge of your mat. Drop your tailbone. Get nice and low. Lift your chest. Look at your back hand. And tilt. Right arm to the inside of the right knee. Gaze at your top hand. Push the right leg out with your arm. Take your right seat bone, scoop it under. Activate your back leg, press your tailbone in, turn your sternum upwards. Reach through your arms, your chin and your shoulder kind of close together. Lengthen through both sides of your waist, get lower. Hug the feet together, lean back. One more breath. Change. Turn your right toes in and just turn them in a tiny bit more so it's protecting your knee. Turn your left toes out 90 degrees. Look for heel to arch alignment with your feet. Take a few bends to get your hip open. And then settle in, stack your knee over your ankle. Line it up with your pinky toe. Bring your head back over your hips, tuck your pelvis, lift your chest, gaze at your back hand, stay low. And tilt. Left arm to the inside of the left knee, right hand to the ceiling. So push your left leg away from the midline. Get lower in your legs. Scoop that left seat bone underneath you. Press into your back foot. Press the tailbone in. Turn the sternum upwards. Stretch your arms apart, shoulder blades apart, spread them. Lean back, stretch your spine, lengthen through both sides of your waist, and squeeze your feet together. Change, bring it up. Left toes in, we step to the top of the mat, arms up, and release them down. Meditate. Standing, separate leg, forehead to knee pose. Take those arms overhead, palms together, thumbs touch. Step out, medium length, maybe about 3 feet or so. Pivot to the left. Make sure that your left toes are pointing straight forward. Your right toes are out at a 45 degree or so, maybe 15 degree. Square that right hip forward. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. This is a round spine, so tuck your chin to your chest. Scoop your belly out, gaze to your navel. Bring your forehead to your knee. You might start with a bent knee to begin with. That way you can make that contact. Hands can separate or stay together. So forehead to knee. Push the floor away to round your back. That way you can scoop out your guts and make forehead to knee contact rather than forehead to shin. Because if you've got your forehead to your shin, you're not pushing the floor away enough. You have to round your back, stretch your back. Shift your weight slightly forward. Press into the feet evenly. If your legs are straight, lift your kneecaps. Forehead to knee, make it happen. Even I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I know, it sucks. Push that floor away. And then slowly rise the same way you came in. Arms by your ears, rolling up. And then let's pivot around the other way. So right toes straight forward, left toes angled at a 45, maybe a 15, something like that. Left hip forward, inhale, reach up, stretch up. And then exhale, chin to chest. Scoop out your belly, gaze to your navel, round your spine. Bring your forehead to your knee, not your shin, but your knee. Hands can separate or stay together. Push the floor away, round the spine. Shift your hips forward a little bit to level out your pelvis. Forehead to the knee. Keep using the floor as a prop. If your legs are straight, lift your kneecaps, engage those quads. One more breath. Press, press, press. Forehead to knee. Make it happen. And then slowly change. Coming up the same way that you came in. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Step the feet together at the top of the mat. Release your arms down. We have one set of tree pose. You can modify this tree. Heel to the ankle, heel to the calf, maybe to the thigh, but traditionally we take this posture by bringing that right heel into your left hip crease. So you want like a half lotus shape. One or both hands to the heart. It's better to have one hand to your heart rather than both hands to your heart and have your butt sticking out. So grab your foot so you can really stand up tall and point your tailbone to the floor. Stretch the spine. Press that right knee back to open through the hip. And if you're up here, that's okay. That's just where you're at today. It's all good. Now if you want toe stand, first stage is to hinge forward at the hips. You're going to get a deep hip opener here. Next stage is to sink the hips down. I was taught to put the opposite seat bone onto the heel, and for some reason that works for me. Eventually hands will come to the heart. The lower your gaze, the easier it is to balance. Toe stands start to make your way back up with control. Change. Other side. So again, you can modify your tree in the vinyasa style, but traditionally we do it this way with the heel up into the hip crease, more like a half lotus. And then press that knee back and down, one or both hands to the heart in half or full prayer. Remember, we don't want the butt sticking out, so point your tailbone to the floor. Press your left knee back, get taller. Steady breath. And then for toe stand, you can start to hinge forward or just stay in your tree. Yeah, this hip is super tight. I'm not even going to try it on that side. Stretch and lengthen through the spine. Push the floor away. So if you're in toe stand, start to make your way back up. Change. Take those arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. If you have a mirror in front of you, look yourself in the eye. Otherwise, just close your eyes and silently give yourself some good vibrations, some loving energy, some affirmations. And then come on down to the mat to integrate standing into floor practice. Get a quick sip of water if you need it. Lay down on your back for an active shavasana. You want to keep your eyes open. Bring your heels to touch and your hands close to your body, palms up. And just find a spot to stare at somewhere over your feet so your eyeballs are a little bit more relaxed. Feel your body. Feel your breath without any stories, attachments, judgments, or expectations attached. Wind relieving pose, pull your right knee in. Interlace the fingers on the shin and then take your knee around your rib cage and shoulders so you're compressing your hip, just kind of avoiding the ribs. Deep breaths into your belly stimulate the digestive system. Lengthen through the back of the neck by gazing down the midline of the body. Keep pulling with your arms. Try to line your heel up with your seat bone. One more breath. Change. Take that leg out in front. Switch sides. Grab that left shin. Take the knee around the rib cage, avoiding the ribs, and then pull it into the armpit. So you're compressing the front of the hip, the abdomen. You're breathing deeply into the belly to massage your digestive system. Gaze down the midline of the body to lengthen through the back of the neck. Keep pulling with your arms and breathing intentionally. Line your heel up with your seat bone. One more breath. Change. And then pull both knees in. Wrap your arms around your legs. So for some people, the knees might be touching, but if that hurts a lot, you can take your knees wider. Pull the legs in. Keep your ankles uncrossed. Lengthen the back of the neck again. So chin towards the throat, but keeping your head on the floor. Send your tailbone forward. Try to ground your sacrum a bit more. Pull with your arms and then take some deep breaths into your belly. Change. Send the legs out front. Relax in active Shavasana with your eyes open. Then getting ready for that sit-up, bring your feet together, flex them. Take your arms overhead, hook your thumbs. Get rid of that arch in your back. Take an inhale, and then 2 sharp exhales, go straight for the feet. And then flip around onto your belly for Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. So hands are next to your chest, your fingers are lined up with your armpits. Tuck your elbows in, feet together, press the tops of the feet to the floor. Take an inhale, pubic bone down. As you exhale, lift your chest up without using your hands. Your hands should be able to float. Now instead of using them to pull you up, use them to drag you forward. So those elbows squeeze in a little bit more and you feel that back strength. Press the tops of the feet down, kneecaps lifted, pubic bone down. Pull the heart forward, lift up more, start to look up, elbows in, 1 more breath. And change. Turn your head to the right. Relax your head. Take your arms by your side. Palms face up. Toes in, heels out. Eyes open. And then we have Puma Shalabhasana. This one is one of my least favorite poses. Flip your palms down. Obviously good medicine needed. Roll your body side to side and bring your arms underneath your body. So trapping your arms underneath you. You want the palms to face down. This is meant to stretch your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. So hands as close together as they can be without too much pain. And then hands as close to the knees as you can get them without too much pain. Chin to the mat. Left leg relaxed, right leg straight, and lift it up. Shift your weight into your shoulders. Press your arms into the floor. Grip with your fingertips. Keep the hip touching the arm. Rotate that kneecap down. Lift your leg higher, make it longer. Shift your weight forward again. And change. Good. Now right side stays relaxed. Make your left leg super straight and pointy. And then lift it up. Shift your weight into your shoulders. Rotate your kneecap down. Keep your hips on your arms. Lift that leg higher, make it longer. Shift your weight forward again. Change. Now lips to the mat. See if you can get your hands closer together. See if you can get them closer to your knees. Big toes touch. Take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, lift both legs up at the same time. Shift your weight into your shoulders. Strengthen through that low back, booty, hamstrings. Lift it higher, shift your weight forward. Ooh, and gently change. Oh. Take those arms out from underneath you. Oh. Turn your head to the left. Maybe pump your hands out if they need it. And then we have Shalavasana. So forehead to the mat, arms straight out to the sides, palms down. Zip up your legs, big toes touch. Take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, lift everything up. Arms up, legs up, chest up, arms back, toes pointed. Lift the legs higher, make them longer. Squeeze the butt, stretch the heart forward, elbows back. Keep breathing. Lengthen and lift. Make space in the low back by activating the abdominals. And change. Look to the right. Relax. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. Bend your knees. Reach back and catch the tops of your feet from the outside. Forehead to the mat. Bring your knees back together. Roll the shoulders back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, kick the feet into the hands so it lifts your chest and your head up off the floor. Lift the thighs higher. Keep the knees closer. Point the toes. Lift the legs up. Shift your weight forward onto your solar plex. Look up. Kick up. Kick and stretch. Kick and stretch. One more. And carefully change. Look to the left. Relax. Crawl forward to the top of your mat for fixed firm. Knees together, feet apart. Now, everybody's going to look different in this pose. Some of us even have a hard time getting our ankles this straight, so you can put a towel underneath those ankles if you need to. So you'll know you've gone too far if your knees come apart. You should only go as far into this pose as you can still keep your knees together. Make sure that your heels are right up against your butt rather than far away, because you want to minimize the twisting on the knee joint. So only if your butt is on the floor, which mine is. If it's not, you need to just chill where you are. If your butt's on the floor, then you can start to lean back. Tuck your pelvis under, create some more space. Eventually, you might be coming down onto your elbows, maybe even onto your shoulders. I think this is going to be it for me today. Squeeze the knees together, press them forward and down. And if you're leaning back, really focus on the opening of the chest and the front of the body. Keep squeezing knees together, press them forward and down. One more. And gently change. Come on up. Flip around and lay down. Just a moment of meditation here. Heels touch, hands on the mat. Bring your feet together, hook your thumbs overhead, get rid of that arch in your back. Take an inhale. And sit up, 2 exhales. And then flip around. Seated on your heels for half tortoise. Feet together, knees together. Take your arms overhead, palms together, thumbs cross. Notice the arch in your back and get rid of it. Take your arms back and your head forward. And then with a flat back, try to get the tip of your nose to touch the mat first, keeping your arms behind your ears. And then once you end up landing all the way down on the mat, push your hands into the mat so you send your hips back towards your heels. Wrap your arms into your head, lift your elbows away from the floor. Squeeze your thighs together and press the big toe into the mat. Stretch the hips back and the hands forward. Elongate that spine, stretch the back. One more. And squeeze the thighs, keep the booty to the hip heels, and rise up with that flat back all the way up. Release your arms down. Then we're going to come right into camel pose. So knees are directly underneath your hips, a little bit of space between them. Hands come to your back pockets, fingers point down. Drop your tailbone, look up, draw your shoulders back, elbows in. Take an inhale for length. And as you exhale, send your hips forward as you start to take your gaze behind you. Pause for a moment, recollect, make some space in the low back. And then exhale, maybe go a little bit further. If you can see halfway down the wall behind you, you might be reaching for your heels. Instead of resting on your heels, I want you to push against the insides of your ankles. So you're spreading that sternum even more. Keep breathing. Opening up the front of the body. Carefully. Use your core, use your hands. Come up. Head comes up last. Have a seat, allow things to settle. And then flip around and lay down. Just a brief meditation. Heels touch, hands on the mat, palms up, eyes open. Feel your body, your breath, your heartbeat. And then bring your feet together, flex them, hook your thumbs overhead, get rid of that arch in your back. Take an inhale to prepare. 2 sharp exhales, sit up. And then flip around, seated on your heels for rabbit pose. Reach back towards your bum. toward your heels. Tuck your chin into your chest. Gaze to your belly. Scoop your belly out. Bring your forehead to your knees and the top of your head to the mat. Grab a hold of your heels from the outside. Without pressing weight into your head, lift your hips up so you feel a stretch of your back. Squeeze your heels together. Squeeze your thighs together. Round your spine. Move your shoulders out of your ears. Very little weight in your head. Protect your neck here. Press the big toe into the floor. Round the back. Pull on your heels with your hands. Scoop your belly in to help release that back. One more. Change. Sit back. Roll up slowly. And then have a seat with your legs extended out front. Janu Shirshasana, pull your right foot in, knee out to the side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over your left leg, forehead to your knee. So you come in with a flat back, but once you get in there, round the spine. Flex your foot, pull with your hands, push with the foot, level your shoulders, round the back, hollow the belly. Wrap the elbows around the lower leg. One more breath. Change, take your arms up. Switch the legs. And as you exhale, lengthen over that leg and bring your forehead to your knee. So round the spine, stretch the back. Wrap the elbows in. Level the shoulders. One more. Change, bring it up, arms up, legs forward. Inhale for length, flex those feet. Exhale, tip the pelvis forward, grab the outside edges of your feet. Inhale for length, pull the pinky toes away from the mirror. Exhale, pull yourself in. Round the back, stretch the back. Hollow out the belly to help. One more. Change. Sit up. Take that right foot, cross it over the left knee. You can keep this bottom leg straight if you have tight hips. Otherwise, you can wrap it around. Just make sure that right butt bone's on the floor. Left hand high, right hand back. Inhale. Exhale. Take your arm against your leg. Press against it. Inhale for length and exhale. Twist a little bit deeper. Try to twist less in your hips, more in your spine. Instead of leaning on your backhand, use it to push the floor away. Slight scissor hugging of your thighs together to help stabilize your hips. Root through the tail and lengthen through the top of the head. Eyeballs all the way to the right, jaw relaxed. Change. Change the cross of the legs, so left leg on top. You can have your bottom leg straight if you have tight hips. And this foot, just barely cross it over the knee. That way you can sit up taller. Left hand back, right hand high. Inhale for length. Exhale, rotate to your left. Press your arm against your leg. Slight pulling of the thighs together will help stabilize your hips. Push the floor away, get taller. Inhale. Exhale, gaze over that back shoulder. Keep the belly firm. Keep rooting down and lengthening up. Eyeballs all the way to the left. Shoulders down. Back of the neck nice and long. Soften the jaw. Change. Back to center. We find a comfortable seat. For Kapalabhati breath, this means skull shining breath. So it's going to be a forceful exhale and a passive inhale. Take a deep breath in and everything out. Just let the breath come back in as the belly relaxes and then push it out. Keep going. You should feel your belly snapping in and out. So in, relax, in, relax, in, relax. You just press the air out. Keep going. Now speed it up. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Honor yourself. Honor creation. Honor time and space in which you are in at this moment. Instead of the stories and the expectations and the judgments, just try to be pure feeling. Can you feel the energy in your hands? Can you detect the pulse of your heart in your hands? And place those hands one on top of the other on top of the heart, just breathing into your heart. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And then come on down to the mat for meditation. I'm going to let you take yourself out of this meditation when you're ready. So if you want to use your phone and set a timer for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes is what it takes for me to kind of like hit that relaxation spot. And if you can, take 10 minutes. You've done the work. Your body and your mind are prepared for this stillness. So this stillness is so, so precious. Time to go inwards. Thank you so much for joining me. I am grateful for your patronage and always open to your requests and your feedback. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Namaste.